Welcome back to the grim darkness of the 41st millennium. I'm Inquisitor Temperance Price, keeper of the Inquisition's Black Library, and this is my report on the Valentyne Heresy, an actual play podcast set in the Genesis adaptation of Warhammer 40,000's Dark Heresy RPG. This report features Game Master Tom McGee and players Ryan LaPlante as Inquisitor Lucius Valentyne, Tyler Hewitt as Attikus Viz, Del Borovic as Morgan Rolls, and Josh Halbot as Gideon Vega. My report shows that the Inquisitorial band are racing towards the security room. Morgan finished off the enemy champion, Attikus resolved Gideon's mental breakdown using skills learned on Greybridge, and Valentyne realized the Colonel was the key to Gideon's survival instead of Morgan. Can these heroes allow Origath into the fortress, or will they die before he arrives? Find out next in this episode of the Valentyne Heresy.
You know, the problem I've always seen with a warp gate is it's just a little too stony. I'd prefer it if it was just a bit more fleshy.
The Filth Lord, Postulus. Attikus, you are leading the party across a bridge into the main building of Cleon, the Dreaming City. This is where the warp gate is located. More importantly, this is where in the immediate sense, where the control system that will open up the gate downstairs is. They'll allow Origath and anyone else he's managed to rally together to kind of like book it up and inside. You've caused a lot of chaos in the labs. Alarms have been triggered. You're not quite sure what effect that'll have. And again, these bridges between the buildings are kind of similar to what you'd see at like a shuttle launch. So it's just kind of, or airports or anything else where you're just kind of going over a walkway. There's still no windows because everything was green screened. So it's just a plain room. There is a faded old Terran carpet under your feet that's kind of just almost sandblasted, having been worn down. But again, just little hints of kind of what this place might have been long before it fell into the warp. So you make your way forward. Again, there's like faded signage on the walls directing to a control room. That said, having survived the previous encounter and being a little bit away from the alarms in the other building, you do have a chance to kind of regroup. You've already got your marching orders, but I guess my question is this a full steam ahead, burst into the room, kill everything that moves, or is this a stealth approach? What are we doing?
Well, if Attikus is leading, it's not stealth.
Yep. Valentyne gave Attikus, functionally making him the forward acting group. They're following the strategy because the same way Valentyne in both circumstances was first person through the door, take in the scene, make the call. It's now Attikus. Everybody's got comm beads.
Okay, great. So how far back from Attikus are you as you advance, do you think?
I think a good 10 feet. Probably.
Okay. So this isn't like a little SWAT team moving through a hallway. It's like Attikus as sort of the vanguard and the rest of you following.
Attikus and Gideon.
I was going to say, Gideon's going to get
together.
up there pretty snug.
Right.
Okay. We're giving enough to not get set on fire by Gideon if he goes off, is Valentine's conscious
Is there a concern for Truseus?
For Trin Rakai?
Trin Rakai is currently strapped to your back,
yeah,
carrying
that's what I'm
a pistol.
saying. Like me going in first, kind of all rough and tumble, and then someone who could maybe set me on fire. Like Attikus doesn't care about that, but like, is there a concern for Trin Rakai?
Great question. Valentyne did not address or say anything about, so he's just strapped to you. Valentyne relies on you to not die. He's very confident about that with Attikus and to balance your priorities accordingly. You wouldn't be a colonel if you weren't making strategic decisions.
Yeah. From a meta perspective, just for my benefit, is it easy to destroy a soulstone?
We don't know the answer to that.
Great.
No.
I will.
Good luck.
Yep. I won't ask any more questions.
Seems pretty important.
Yep,
That's what we know.
Good to know, and I'm glad I don't.
It's method acting. Just Josh doesn't know. Nope. Gideon doesn't know. We don't know.
The miser technique.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Trin Rakai knows.
All screams all the time.
That is kind of what's going through Trin's head, stuck in a soulstone inside a robot body that he built. This is very much Darth Vader getting stuck in C-3PO, which is admittedly pretty funny. So, you're moving ahead, and ahead you can kind of see this sort of hallway opens up into a large control room. You can see even just sort of through the small bit you can get from over here. The door is open. There are sort of 4 banks of computer systems set up that you can see. People dressed in the Zinch outfits are working on. but seemingly under duress. There are a couple of the sticky scientists going around, just like seemingly with buckets, just kind of dumping goo on top of these monitors and like scrubbing them with goo and kind of like massaging it into the monitors and other things as these people continue to work. And can you roll me a perception check, please? I guess Attikus and Gideon, since you're both driving up towards this, you both have a shot at this.
Against any kind of difficulty?
I'm going to say difficulty 4. You're at a bad angle, and there's a lot of stuff in the way.
While this is getting built, Tom, I will flag, just for narrative purposes, Valentyne has his auspex out and is watching his rear guard. So there's something tracking. If a bunch of life signs or biological matter or even machines just start coming up the stairs, he'd be aware. That does not affect these rolls. I just was using it during
Yeah.
Good.
And I think Toby would be forward more with the Vanguard so that we both have audio if they talk to us, but Morgan has visual on what they are doing.
Okay.
Is Toby riding the shield?
If Toby's flying.
Okay, if Toby's up with them, then you can also roll a perception check.
Great.
Nice.
What do your hawk eyes see?
What do my Hawkeye see?
We can roll over here if we
Sure,
want
that'd be
great. Was it
Get some
4?
results going. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going
Unless
to
it's
give
different.
you 3 because you're at a slightly higher vantage point.
Perfect.
Okay, go ahead, boys.
3 successes and 4 threat.
Damn. 1 success and 1 threat.
Okay.
2 threats.
Yeah.
Spooked.
Yeah, this is all appropriate. Okay.
Toby sees nurglings and runs.
He doesn't like that.
So, that's a bunch of threats. Okay, yeah. So that gives me I can spend a bunch of that to gain some advantage. Okay, so you had 2 threat. So, Morgan, I'm going to give you a setback on your next action.
Okay.
Josh, you had
1 threat.
1 threat. So you can take 1 strain.
Damn it. Leave me alone.
No. It's like Laura never left. And Attikus, you had
4.
4. You had 4 and you had a bunch of success, right?
3 successes.
Yep. Okay. So take 1 strain, and I'm going to spend the 3 to give my guys something.
What you see is worse.
Yeah, actually. Looking in, you see a lift sort of come down and land, and you just like as you're like again running down this hall, riot shield up. Amongst the computer terminals, you can kind of see like the overseer of this group move through. It's not a creature like you saw previously. It is much taller in bearing. Its armor is green, if somewhat distended, and you recognize, again, to your deep dismay as a true believer, a space marine in sort of sickly green with kind of like open pustules and things on it, but I believe they're known as plague marines for our boy.
Plague Marine of the Death Guard.
Yeah, that's right. So you see a plague marine moving amongst the consoles, shouting orders through his kind of like still, even though he's got like the space marine Vox thing going on, it's real slimy. It's real slimy. Just a lot of like, the riots outside are unacceptable. Send more troops in. You must gain order. Grandfather will not brook any delays. So that is what you see.
Okay. There's a little bit of a cartoon screech, I suppose, as Attikus kind of stops dead in his tracks, noticing a space marine. You're about 10 feet behind. You haven't seen this. He would advise you of it, but where am I? Where is Attikus to have seen this? Does he have the luxury of taking cover or sneaking back out of eyesight, or is he in this room?
Try,
and he's
you're not
here?
in the room.
Okay.
This is like, again, if you think of this as maybe the best way to think of this is a boarding gate to an airplane.
Okay.
It's that kind of hallway. So out of the end of this hallway, you just see kind of the top of the Marine's head as he walks through. But there's like control panels. He's not looking your way.
Okay.
None of them are paying attention to this side. They're all looking forward at presumably a large bank of monitors. So you can think of this a little bit like the way I always think of these is either like GoldenEye Control or the Death Star prison thing, where like there's computers set up at kind of like what would be northeast, northwest, southeast, and southwest, but there's clearly a big bank against the south wall that they're all like looking up at. So the standard kind of like spy movie observation console. The Marine came down a lift at the back, so to the north, so to your left. But because you're far away and you guys weren't like screaming and running down the hall firing, they will see you if they look over. But right now, the Zinch folk are like busy work. Everyone's working. Everyone's busy, and then the Space Marine is now just putting a thumb on everyone and really they're under pressure. So it is a cartoon Screech moment. The challenge, of course, is like you're deep enough that if you want to go quickly, that's probably athletics. If you want to go stealthily, it's stealth. But like, it really is one of those, no one has seen me yet, but it's only because no one's looked.
Okay.
And if they look, then they're going to see you.
Okay. Then Attikus will stay still, take a knee. So he's just trying to like cover himself with the shield. And we'll just whisper, Space Marine ahead.
Morgan, if you can send Toby across that room to Caw from the other side, we can strike.
Yes, sir.
Toby will go ahead and provide a distraction. At that moment, Gideon, burn everything down that you can. Use as much power as you can spare. Attikus, follow up with your fist. Morgan and I will provide covering fire from a distance. We need to move quickly. If Toby is spotted, we strike. When Toby caws out and draws attention, we strike. Understood?
Understood. Yes, Inspector.
It's Inquisitor, but you're trying and I appreciate it.
All right. So Toby flying
He's so
in.
nervous.
Yeah, it's so perfect. Yes, Toby flying in.
Yes, Dad.
Yes,
Sorry.
no.
Morg, Mom. I mean, shit. Broseph. Lord Van Houten.
Shit. Fuck.
Colonel.
I'd say Valentyne would quietly move Morgan up to be about 3 feet behind them at this point because it's just go in.
And
There's
then-
no space.
Okay, so the goal is for Toby to zip across the room and draw
To the
Cause
other
a
side
fucking
of
ruckus.
Yes, just to
Okay.
up into the room, all the way to the other side of the room, and caca.
Is Attikus close enough to get within melee distance of this Space Marine from his currently held position?
at all the you won't be able to hit him. You can get up to him, but it's going to cost because you basically have to like rush
the room.
in, like vault these consoles and then stand there.
Then I think Attikus is going to try to sneak up.
Okay.
Valentyne will just push Gideon forward.
Yeah.
So Gideon and Attikus are going first.
And Attikus, forgive me, is this a sneak up while Toby's causing the distraction or sneak up for when the distraction happens?
Like when the distraction happens, he needs to be able to strike and not just get in
so
there
we're
and
going to
then be
start
like,
with your
"Hi."
stealth check and then we'll...
So we have a bird, a Gideon, and an Attikus all stealthing at the same time.
well, I think they got to go before the bird because for him to be there to move when the distraction hits...
Bird is
they gotta
fly
move
faster
fair
than
enough.
they can
Yeah.
walk.
That said, it will go off at the same time. So if they get spotted, it's not
Absolutely.
like Toby
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
do
Toby,
anything.
she's also watching through Toby,
Yeah.
so it's like
Yeah, yeah.
right there. Yeah.
That's your stealth roll?
I'm a stealthy boy.
That's tremendous. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm very slight and
I'm
quiet
sorry
and
for what
delicate.
I'm sorry for what I'm about to do.
I'll stay behind you, baby.
Okay.
You're my
I'm-
soak right now.
He learned so fast.
He could be your stealth and you could be his soak.
Yeah. I'm going to say this is difficulty 3 because if you work for the other guy and this guy's Space Marine shows up and yells at you while the other guy's minions are soaping up your machines, like it's a stressful work environment and everyone is busy and the Marine is making it worse. So they're not actively like, who goes there? They're busy.
Space Marine just showed up and said, "Work harder." And I'm sure,
Yeah,
like,
work harder and get all of your friends that we're enslaving under control. Thank you. So I'll give you a boost for... Fuck. I added flavor, and now I have to give you a boost for it. There's a carpet, so you get one boost for carpet.
Thank you, sir.
God bless.
And in terms of, they're all yelling Space Marines in there, but that's accounted for in the difficulty. Yeah, I think that's probably it, to be honest.
Yeah, I got nothing to add.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm in. We're
Cool.
done. We only got one story point left, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so let's save it.
I'm good to
Yep.
Okay.
just
Boogie.
go.
Fuck me running.
Incredible.
That's
How about
fucking
that?
incredible. He
Do you just for cameras? Do we want to just put this?
can we,
on
yeah, is there a
display?
way we can like show how fucking dog shit this was? Jesus Christ.
boy.
So Attikus, let's hear
Crush.
the end result of Attikus.
Yeah.
It's good to know.
Incredibly,
Like
a total of 4 successes and 1 threat for Attikus on a stealth check.
But
Gideon.
with 5 dice in play, 2 of them upgraded. Gideon's very good
Wow.
at stealth.
Gideon's the sneakiest boy.
But
you
with-
don't have to keep building this up.
But with difficulty 3,
Yeah.
you know what was your end result?
2 advantage. So
But
he,
but interesting.
You
I
didn't
don't know.
fail.
That's
You didn't
interesting
fail.
one for
Yeah.
Tom. 'Cause it's not a
Technically.
fail.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So how this is going to work is Attikus can take a strain from the threat. Attikus starts to move forward, shield up, and Gideon, you didn't see the Space Marine before. You see him now, and having seen what Attikus did to the last one, and now having been told about like the traitor legion and everything else, and also Forrest Pollard was literally the scariest motherfucker. Like he was a caged animal. Like he behaved. He did what the king said, but like. It was the Darth Vader thing. It's like everyone on Greybridge knew him. He was at every event, and he was both revered and feared at the same time. So now knowing what you know about the heresy, and also I think the fact that if, to your earlier, like Greybridge citizens could die, and I would have if I didn't have these fire powers. It's like if Nurgle can do that to a Space Marine, what the fuck can Nurgle do to you? And also you can't control your powers. And I think it's literally just you don't move. It's just like your brain. It's the opposite of Morgan. Your brain wants to.
Yeah.
You want to do the right thing, but it's just that full body paralyzed terror. So the wash on the stealth check, you don't get spotted, you don't ruin it, but you also don't advance. So Attikus, you advance alone, and of course, because you're stealthy, you're not like, oh, you're there.
Yeah.
Like it's
I'm
so
in front, yeah.
So you move up on your own. Let's go for Bird.
Okay.
Go
Bird
for Bird.
stealth.
And Josh, you did get 2 advantage. So I don't know if you want to burn that for strain or if you want to give that to
narrative pass
Toby's
along to Toby is the
Yeah.
next thing acting.
yeah, I guess if that's, I'll pass it on to Toby
Yep.
for
Okay,
now.
great.
I'm okay with
2
strain.
boost if they're handed over to whoever's next, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
so-
right.
Is Toby going for the stealth on this?
Yep. Or
Incredible.
As soon
Yeah,
as you
just
mentioned it,
the
it
stealth.
fucked me. If you had said nothing.
I think, yeah, stealth.
stealth and then the difficulty.
Well, okay, I'll give you an option though, Del.
Okay,
You
sure.
can take stealth, which will be very hard because
Okay.
you're flying in out of a small gap into a large room.
Yes.
So the odds of being spotted are very high, but you can still try. Or you can go for coordination if the idea is to go as fat, like hit the boosters.
It's just
and just rip through the room.
through the room and then make a big noise because then drawing all the attention, which is exactly what we wanted anyway. Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to say difficulty 3, and this is again difficulty not because Toby can't do this, but because
There's a lot of people.
the entranceway is so small that there's a chance that if you
Mm-hmm.
don't thread the needle, you just slam into one of these computer scientists and make their head go
right.
pop. Ooh.
Or Gideon standing blocking the entrance.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Just gets
No, that makes sense.
I burned her, she burns me. It makes sense.
Okay.
So we'll do that. You get
I have the setback that you gave me from last time.
setback. You also get the boost from Gideon.
Got those.
I'm going to give you a boost for flying. It's confusing. It's a confusing thing.
Right.
If you're not expecting anything that can fly,
Right.
particularly metallic things that can fly. So you get a boost for that.
Okay.
And I will spend a story point to
Okay.
make it slightly worse.
All right. And I will let it ride because Morgan is like, Toby's going to get in there, but Morgan's stealing herself for what's going to happen right afterwards. So, okay, let's roll it. Oh, 2 success and 3 advantage. Toby!
Nice.
Let's
Go, Toby.
He's back, baby.
He's back. We just had to wipe the rust off a little bit.
Yeah,
The
the
Toby
nerdling
call right
rust.
there.
Yes.
Yeah. What?
So he doesn't make it right now.
Yeah. What would you like to spend your advantage on?
You're pretty stressed too.
Yeah. I think that I'm going to take that back.
The relief of
relief
seeing Toby.
And it makes sense with the mind impulse unit that there's
We are
direct connection to
connected,
Toby's
exactly.
action.
Well, also Morgan's been unable to do the things Morgan excels at for a while. So seeing just like something work. So Toby majestically, looking not unlike an Aquila, just zips through the room, and you just see like a bunch of people kind of look up in confusion. The Zinch folk hit the deck just immediately as it comes through. The make the computers moist guys stop for a moment and then just kind of like rub harder because they're not weapon people, they're just like scrubby people.
They're just goo guys.
Yeah, they're just goo guys. And the Plague Marine has his pistol off the hip and is just like doing the tracking fire thing, which is like firing across the ceiling at Toby as Toby flies. But based on your success, goes too quick and again like caught flat-footed in a not expecting it way. So Toby hits the wall, head rotates back around, like lets out a piercing shriek. And that's a bit of the Spider-Man thing where it's just like Chaos Marine firing. I think we need to roll initiative for Toby and the Marine.
Ooh.
See who strike first. And what would initiative be for Bird?
Vigilance.
Yeah,
Vigilance?
Yep.
Okay.
Or cool because robot birds are cool. But probably vigilance.
It's vigilance.
Irrefutable logic.
I mean, yes, it all
Tyler
makes
Hewitt.
sense. It all makes so much sense.
I mean, that's my favorite pitch anyone's made in a while. There's no way he was going to win, but incredible.
Yeah, but A for effort, F for execution.
We call that the rule of cool.
Yeah.
A for effort. Effort starts with an E.
Boo.
Yeah. And there goes the cool.
The power cuts off.
Gain and lose 1 point of advantage.
I thought that as a kid forever. The phrase A for effort was like, it doesn't start with an A. What the hell?
Alrighty. What else do you need, Del?
Nothing. I'm
Oh,
just
yeah,
scared. I'm waiting for Tom to do it
working
at the same
on
time
it.
as Tom
I'm working
because
on
I'm scared.
Vexed by that.
Yeah.
C is for cat, A is for effort. What?
That's all I got.
Yeah, sorry, 1 sec, folks.
Take your
Oh, there we
time.
go. There we go. All right. So I
Is this the
need,
end of Toby?
and I'm pulling cool because I was surprised by this spooky burb.
And because Plague Marines are pretty cool.
Plague Marines are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Warhammer's pretty cool.
The whole game is
The whole
pretty
game.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm going to give him a setback for the shock and awe.
Okay.
Okay,
Shock and caw.
let's go. There it is.
There it is.
3 successes.
1 success, 1 advantage.
Hey.
Wow.
Let's go, Toby.
Go for the full.
Okay, so we got.
Strike,
And sorry,
Toby.
what did Toby get?
3 successes.
Aim for the face.
And just 3 successes?
Yep.
Great.
Just 3 successes.
Just 3 successes.
Okay. I think. Let's see. Bird goes in. He's shooting at Bird. Attikus, I'm not going to make you roll initiative. I'm just going to say you're next.
Thank you, sir.
Before Toby and Plague Marine go. Because it's like Toby shoots over. Marine is shooting from the hip at the ceiling. And now is doing the full arm out, like, what? Ready to aim. Toby's screeching, but you were prepped and ready to go. So I see no reason to be like, but did you? So, Attikus, what do you do?
Oh, I'm off like a shot. I'm in there. I do some fucking kidney work on this guy. If he's turned around shooting at Toby,
right,
I
give
just want
me,
to power fist him in the spine.
Great. I'm going to need athletics to kind of vault these, vault the machines. This is only difficulty of 1. But I will give you a setback for the goo.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's it on my end.
Okay, rolling. All righty. 1 triumph, 3 successes, and 2 advantage.
Oh, Attikus.
Swish.
Attikus.
Just another day at the races over here.
He's back, baby.
Yeah, there's a long forgotten John Woo video game called Stranglehold,
Oh,
which
I'm
is like
aware.
the sequel to like Hard Boiled.
Yeah.
And in it, anytime you just run at a wall or anything, Chow Yun Fat just slides over it. And imagine this is Attikus just like hopping, sliding across this goo, like, coming down into a shoulder roll and then just coming up with the power fist. So what do you want from your triumph?
That's a good question. Upgrade the difficulty of your target's next check. Upgrade the ability of an ally's next check. Do something vital that changes the balance of the scene.
I've got a pitch for you.
I got one too. If you're
I
for
know.
that. But I'm
Pitches
happy to
all
hear. I'm happy to
around.
hear a Tyler pitch if you got your own.
I'm open to hearing pitches.
You want to go now?
I'm going to say that as you roll across the console, your eyes light on a emergency release button, and you spend the triumph to tap the door downstairs to let Origath in.
Oh, that's potent. What are you thinking, Ryan?
My pitch was Gideon is frozen for this brief moment, but seeing Attikus charge fearlessly towards a Marine spurs Gideon to act so he can follow up as originally intended by the plan.
Oh, that's good
Obviously,
too.
one range distance away, but
I like that. I think that makes more sense. So
I think Atticus would also go for that as well. Of like, we are here now, dealing with the immediate threat of a space marine. It's nice to be like, yeah, get on up here in like 5 minutes. But
I was going to say, Attikus, if he just yells, "With me, Gideon," thinking Gideon is right with him, but Gideon's 20 feet back, still hearing the same words.
Pants soaked in piss.
Oh no!
Drenched.
yeah. Okay, so I'll say after your turn, Gideon, you can take an immediate
awesome
action.
zap forward.
Yeah, need an immediate turn to get in there. Okay, cool. So let's go punching. So
right.
we've got Attikus, we've got
It's
Gideon,
so good for you.
we've got Toby, we've got Plague Marine, which means Valentyne. I'm just gonna pop you in there, and Morgan, presumably you and Toby would share an initiative.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, okay, great. Cool, then we got our initiative. We don't need to roll dice. Love it. All right, Attikus, you run up on the Plague Marine. We are going to need some checks because Plague Marine. So he has got fear. Fear 4. So I need you to roll a fear check, please, which I believe is discipline.
I'm assuming fear 4 means difficulty 4?
Yes. Yeah, sorry, I was going to give you that in a sec.
Maybe this is where we should have spent that triumph.
I'm going to use the 2 advantage that I got as just 2 boosts.
Yep, I like that. I'll also give you...
Sorry, buddy. No, you're good.
I'm also going to give you a boost for having taken apart 2 Space Marines. You know...
Yeah.
This is
easy.
You know what? Take that away. I'm going to drop the difficulty by 1.
Ooh.
You've taken 2 of these guys apart, and I think it's that classic, like, if it bleeds, we can kill it thing, where it's like, yes, this is still very scary. Yes, this is intimidating, but like...
It was scary to fight a Space Marine because they were perfect angels, and now I understand that these are not perfect beings. In fact, some of them are downright blasphemous heretics, and therefore, just by virtue of being the God Emperor's fist, I am endowed with the power to dismantle them.
Hell yeah. All right. I think that's it from my side of things. Fuck it. I'll give you one more boost for the
Thank you.
The mission. Again, I think Attikus is so driven by the need to like clear the way for Valentyne that this obstacle, like even if you just get tied up fighting this, if Valentyne can grab the stone and go upstairs, then like this can still work. But if Valentyne has to fight a Plague Marine,
Yeah.
that womp, mission failed.
All right. Well, here we go. 1 success, 3 advantage.
Nice.
All right, you care not for this plague Marine. What are you gonna want to do with your advantage?
Am I still rolling to punch him?
You will be.
I'll just take the boosts.
Sure. Yep, that makes
3
sense.
boosts forward.
Good call.
All righty, let's punch. So you're running up on this guy. His back is turned. So you normally take 2 purple, but he's got adversary 3, so that's going to bump those 2 purple up to 2 red. You get a boost
love
for
it.
punching him in the back while he's not looking, like a real hero.
Yeah.
You've got the boost that you just took.
So it's 2 red and a purple for difficulty, correct?
It's yes, because you would add. We've been playing it as the add add a thing. So yeah, add 1 purple. I'm trying to think what else.
Does he have any melee defense? So
Your question, Ryan? Yes, we have 2 setback, please. Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. I'm just going to roll.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, count them up. Enough successes, it's hard to read.
He's got to squint in the tiny little.
Can you zoom in?
Yeah.
I kind of can. Yeah, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 successes.
And that's it? There's no...
It is
nothing
only
else.
successes.
So what's your base damage?
17.
So it jumps up to 26, and it's got Pierce 4.
Because that's breach 2 is Pierce 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we said we double that for Pierce.
Okay, so 22 damage with Pierce 4.
26 damage with Pierce 4.
6 damage with Pierce 4.
Jesus.
Okay. I got to do some math. Give me a moment here.
I think everything else I have to spend
Okay.
advantage.
Will Toby kill a space marine?
So, Attikus, what does this punch look like?
What does it look like? It is, gosh, I can't remember what it's from, but there is just a super nasty kidney punch out there in like a movie or a video game where someone just comes in and absolutely rocks someone right in the small of the back, so much so that it kind of like pops their hip out and their legs they just kind of cartwheel in the air. That is the intended effect here because I'm assuming this guy is good to go for a few more rounds, but it is basically Attikus trying to punch through him to like physically displace him by way of punching him in the kidney.
Yeah.
However many Space Marines have, I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. You
I think
feel
there's a third one. It's the ulitic kidney. We don't need to get into it.
Yeah. Well, you feel a crunch and a pop.
Okay.
But also bursting internal organs on Nurgle folk has already proven to be just part of their day. So a sound hit, and
I guess he's probably not using a kidney for what it's supposed to do anymore. Yeah.
just one less fluid he gets to enjoy. So yeah, just a big crunch, and he's like, and he like snaps off just a petty shot at Toby that like misses, but just kind of like I'll see you in a minute, and just like slowly turns again, just like oozing through his mouth grate.
He's got to be towering over me too. I'm already kind of a little guy, and
Yeah, I mean, I will say the Plague Marines, look, obviously they've got Space Marine stature, but also since all their internal organs kind of don't work no more in the way they're supposed to, he is a little more squat. In my head, they always look like the old Space Marine models are just like little guys with their shoulders up.
Okay.
But just like all the Plague Marines are like badly infected with this like hyper plague. And a grandfather Nurgle took away their ability to feel pain. So even though their bodies are literally rotting and like doing all sorts of horrible things, they can't feel any of it. So they're good to go, baby. So like he turns around and he is taller than you, but not Forced Polar taller because like his head has sunken into the cavity of his body.
Nurgle
and like
booped him on the head.
Yeah, just popping him on the head. So a little wider stance, a little bit squatter, sort of belly bulging out, with the armor kind of straining against all this contagion. But yeah, just turning to you and kind of like drawing his axe. But he doesn't have a turn yet, so
Super.
yep.
Sweet.
All
Burn
right.
him!
Well, Gideon, we find ourselves in a familiar situation.
Here we go.
You are, I assume, running up to the door to kind of like get up to where Attikus was.
Yeah.
You see this control room before you. You've got the bank of computers in front of you. To your right, there's the big screen showing what's going on outside. To your left is the lift. Directly ahead of you, inside the computer bank, is the, again, there's like the people you don't need to worry about, and the Marine who's just been punched in the kidney by Attikus. Toby's up on the wall. You find yourself in the familiar position of being ordered to set fire to things and looking directly at your new best friend who is standing between you and the thing you need to set on fire. What do you do?
I think Gideon, like being snapped out of his momentary pants pissing, sticking with the not the order, but the idea of like stick with Attikus. I've seen, and he's the only person he's seen kill a Space Marine before. And what was kind of disgusting and vile then now is this moment of like comfort of if anyone in the room can do it, he can do it.
All right.
So he's gonna try and follow Attikus' footsteps. Except again, I don't think he has the confidence in himself to like jump over the computer in the same way. So so he's gonna sort of agile, but not on the same level. And then he's gonna just try and light this Space Marine up.
Go for it.
How far away is he from me?
So from the door, you're one range band. So you could spend if you're gonna do a range thing, you do it from here.
Yeah.
Or you can spend strain to move up.
If you want to be engaged?
No, not engaged, just far enough. Yeah, because I just need,
So I think you're in the sweet spot.
Yeah,
now.
I'm in the right spot there. Yeah. So he's going to, like the Inquisitor said, he's going to try and just burn him up with everything he's got. So he's going to activate something called Deadly. So he gets, this attack gets crit 2 and vicious 2 on this little bad boy. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. He has one of those. That's nothing. That's not what could go wrong.
So because
Easy peasy.
Have him say it in his voice. He draws in more power.
What could go wrong? This is fine.
All right. So because you're up against someone with adversary 3. What's your check currently at?
It is a red and a purple.
Okay. So it's going to become.
Here's the interesting question, which is a psychic power affected by the defense of the target? Because it isn't usually, because the telekinesis like cuts through a refractor field.
Well, this is difficulty of all combat checks against the target.
Well, that's pretty.
Here's the weird question: is it a psychic check or a combat check? Its psychic effects are used in combat. This is the attack.
Yeah, when making a psychic attack, the character must select one target at short range. The default difficulty of the check is easy, and then you add, that's the only thing this is, that you add the difficulty based on your other stuff, but I don't know if it...
Combat, which is a combat action, which takes place as an attack. So theoretically, yes, it would be effective. It makes sense that the Death Guard would have like warp protection around somebody who survived that long anyway.
I think so, yeah. It also, like, the adversary thing can also just account for, like, better reflexes, better conditioning.
Yeah.
It's honestly just, like, Genesis's way of trying to defend against, like, tempered will or augmetic lungs.
Yeah.
Toby. Like, just the various things that the NPCs don't get. So that's going to complicate things a little bit for you. So it upgrades the check 3 times.
Oh, dear.
So how much difficulty do you have?
So he had a red and a purple.
I got 1 red, 1 purple.
So now it's going to become...
3 red, according to our system.
Fuck me.
Purple
Ronnie.
becomes red, add another purple, becomes red. That's
right.
upgrades.
Yes, thank you. 3 red.
The spice.
So
get nuts.
3 red from the Space Marine. I'm going to give you a boost from your Attikus Triumph. I think, again,
Perfect.
like it's with the connections you're starting to make to the rest of the party, it's no longer just the Inquisitor told me to and he might kill me. It's also like, I don't want to let Morgan down again. This is the only guy who can kill a Space Marine. I gotta help. Those sorts of things. So yeah, boost for that. I'll also give you a boost for the Marine being distracted. Because again, he just got punched by a fucking power fist. That's a pretty fucking distracting thing.
Not focused on psychic defense.
Yeah. He's not like, I hope Charles Xavier doesn't bust in here right now. He's like, oh fuck, I'm not fun bleeding right now. I'm bad bleeding. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody. I think that's it from. Before we do this, I need that fear check. So I can put that pool together for you since you've already built your
Sure.
Pool. So that is 4 purple.
What's your discipline?
Ooh, that is 1 green and 2 yellow.
Good. 1 green, 2 yellow. And I will give you a boost for the Triumph. I think would also apply here.
Cool.
Do you want to spend any story points? So you got 2 yellow, 1 green, 1 blue, 4 purple.
What does failing a fear check do? Am I like useless?
We got to find out.
Oh, okay.
So if
I don't
you
actually know.
fail a fear check.
I just don't want to be like shit my pants and I can't do this.
Okay, so fear works a little bit differently in the Dark Heresy book. Del was good enough to find it, of course. Yay, Del.
Yeah.
So basically, if you pass the test, everything's fine. If you fail the test, then you succumb to your fear and you add 1 setback die to each of the subsequent skill check you make during the encounter. We can also spend things from a fear check on stuff. So if you get advantage or I guess a triumph or something while still failing a fear check, there's additional things that can happen. So that's where we stand.
Sure. Perfect. So I think did you make that dice pool for
Oh,
my
yes. I'm sorry. I forgot. I have it for you. Yep. I got it here. So it's 2 yellow, 1 green, 1 blue versus 4 purple.
I mean, it's a setback dice. He's risking it anyway. He's going up to meet Attikus. He's not going to bail out on this. So let's boogie.
Boom. 2 advantage, 2 failure.
Bummer.
So you steel yourself toward needing to do this. You fight your way forward, but you do have 2 advantage, which you can spend in ridiculous ways. Del and Ryan are currently checking the books. Let's go to the board. Del and Ryan, what do we got?
Okay. You can perform an immediate free maneuver that may exceed the 2 maneuvers per turn limit. So theoretically, if you wanted to just fucking panic but go fight or flight and just scream and run right into this combat, you could run up and burn down the Marine right up close with your advantage.
Or another option, for 1 advantage, you can add a boost to your check, just like normal. But it's called an adrenaline rush.
Yep.
Oh, this is all fear response stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you have an adrenaline rush, just throw some more boosts
you
your
have
way?
2. You have 2 advantage, so you could gain 2 adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
Which I think actually fits this. Which is, I am so scared. I must do it.
Yeah, I think he's more like, because he doesn't need to get any closer. Getting closer doesn't help him. It actually makes it worse. He has to burn more difficulty to use it.
Yeah.
So if he's this
interesting.
range
Okay.
band,
Yeah.
I think this.
then throw in a couple. So he's that
You
adrenaline
get the setback
surge.
because you're scared, but
Yeah.
you're also.
And you get 2 boosts because you're scared.
Yep.
Yeah, this is honestly me in most horror games where I'm like, I just need to kill it harder.
Yeah.
I need to kill it as
Go
hard as
faster.
I can, as fast as I can,
Yeah.
so it no longer scares me.
Yep.
Whew, okay.
Yeah. So he's ready to go, and I think he'll. I'm so nervous about this.
No.
Yeah.
You don't. How's Gideon?
Yes.
No, Gideon. Yes,
Okay.
both. I think I am and Gideon the same thing too. But I think he'll steel himself a little bit, and then he'll yell out to Attikus to be like, "Attikus, close your eyes," and he's gonna do it. And he is so fucked.
What did you roll?
He rolled. Oh my god. So is that a?
Holy shit.
We're gonna die!
That's just 1, right?
It's 1.
And
yeah,
that's
so-
We're gonna die!
But well, I mean, it's a holy shit of what a weird
weird roll.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 1 success. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 advantage.
And
1 despair.
of course it is.
Okay.
We were really scared.
Once that's
Scared.
still scary. So
It's very scary.
I got it. So 1 success.
so the power works.
Eight
advantage.
advantage.
I've never seen that.
It's so small.
It's
ranked
1 on the
so
outside
small.
and then huge on the
And-
middle and then 1 despair.
And the perils of the warp.
Yeah.
And Perils of the Warp.
Yeah.
Which feels right. It all feels right.
Set it all on fire.
It truly
Jesus.
does. Let's see what the warp's got for you.
This episode of the Valentyne Heresy features the voices of players Ryan LaPlante, Tyler Hewitt, Josh Halbot, and Del Borovic, alongside Game Master Tom McGee. This episode was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and the Valentyne Heresy's artwork was created by Del Borovic at delborovic.com. That's DELBOROVIC.com. Our theme song is The Hordes by Megan McDuffie, and our ad breaks use the tracks No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR. All of their music is available at freemusicarchive.org. For all things Dum Dums and Dice, including merchandise and how to join our Patreon, you can visit dumdumdice.com or find us on social media at dumdumdice. That's DUMBDICE. Ave Imperator, and death to all the heretics.
Dum Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: Christopher Little, George Dolby, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Logan, Fire Unfriendly, Grandma Likes D&D, Alan, Stabby Stranger, Glitch Trick, Flynn1138, Valeraine Okapi, Schrodinger's Pepper, Madre de Gatos, Lady Maiden, Mithrian, Garbo Ape, Sam Schaefer, Waffle Marine, Dagger Rain, Rob L, Dia de los Hoodless, Squishy Werewolf, Remy Funky Head, Accent Therapeutic Services in Florence, Kentucky, Lael, Shulzari, The Long Family, Jordan Oliver, Richard Wright, Brittany Fenwick, Alex Parr, Dragonfly, The Body Barrelers, Megan Werner, A Man Out of Time, Curtis at FingerTechRobotics.com, Panda24NN, Shendra D, Your Homeboy Bones, Ellis Hatch, Odigenous, Beef Not Cheese, Kai Koa, Squire Solaire, Sandy Sassy Pants, Adam, Amira Lockhart, James Molina, Nick Hemsing, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumbdumbdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.